Hello guys, Mr. Fluffy Pants here. Today guys, another movie review. And today guys, I got kind of a new movie that came out like back in December. So it's kind of a newer movie. But it is a Gerard Butler movie. I can't really say his name right, but the guy from the Has Fallen series. Olympus, London, and Angel Has Fallen. And I think they are making a new one called like Night Has Fallen or something like that. Which I can't wait for that. But this is kind of like I would say in the same vein as those kind of movies. So if you were wondering like about checking it out, I would say if you enjoy those movies, you'll definitely enjoy this one too. Because I love Gerard Butler in any kind of action movie, but I really say this is more of a character kind of movie than action movie. Don't get me wrong, there's definitely some action in there, but not like like the action like in the Has Fallen movies, but. So, if you guys want to watch it, go and watch it. This will contain spoilers, though. Like, it's one of those movies where, it's in theaters and it's, premium video on demand. But pretty much the whole plot of the movie, there's this comet that was just supposed to, nearly miss Earth, but, scientists got it wrong, and now, the apocalypse is coming down. Let me just say, this is probably one of the more scarier apocalypse movies I've ever seen. Also, I would definitely say one of the better ones. I haven't seen too many of them, but this definitely does seem like one of the better ones. But, also, usually when they're like, oh, yeah, it's going to hit the Earth, usually it's an asteroid. So I kind of do like them shaking up, being a comet. And the way they explain it is when the comet, came in our solar system, the sun kind of melted it. So it's kind of fragmented now. And, the one fragment, it was, they were like, oh, it's going to burn up in the atmosphere. And then they're like, oh, well, it's just going to crash in the ocean. Then, no, it just straight up hits Tampa, Orlando, and just wipes that whole section of Florida off the map. And it is very horrifying though, because our main family lives in Atlanta, Georgia, and they get shockwaves and stuff. You see the post-apocalyptic ash and just fire go up in the sky, especially later in the movie. But it's very scary. There's this whole thing where the government selects I guess they kind of call it the selection, which I think is very interesting, but, they select, very few, select people and families to go to this bunker in Greenland, I guess, to kind of rebuild the world. Gerard Butler's character gets picked because he's an architect that, builds skyscrapers. Later we learn that people like doctors and stuff are also chosen, but... So that definitely is interesting. I definitely think also another realistic thing about it is, how they're like, oh yeah, we don't want nobody with chronic diseases or not, because, their son has diabetes or not, or something like that. And, they don't want him to, board the plane, and they kind of turn him away after that. Because honestly, I do think that's honestly realistic, even though no matter how bad it is, I think it definitely is realistic. Because, I mean, think about it. Even after, the apocalypse happens, everything on Earth is wiped away except for the people in the bunker. Somebody that has a chronic disease and needs medicine and stuff like that, they are not going to be able to get it, and then they're just going to sometimes die anyway, or just kind of suffer anyway. So I don't know, that kind of makes sense for me. I don't know, maybe that's a hot take or whatnot, but the whole thing with the military bases, the select few get selected, you have a QR code and all that. I just find that really realistic, and I don't know, it's just very interesting, especially whenever, what was really intriguing is whenever, his character goes to the supermarket with his son, and, you see all the planes flying, you're like, what is going on? And it's just so interesting. That's really when the movie hooks you in and, keeps you on the edge of your seat. And, the whole thing with the people in their neighborhood, they're like, why are you the only one getting this alert or whatnot? And, and the panic sets in when they're like, oh, yeah, you only got 48 hours left to live. And you're like, okay, well, that's definitely interesting. And, and then the whole world just goes into chaos. You got looting and rioting everywhere. It's pretty much anarchy at this point. The border of Canada isn't even protected anymore. But, also interesting, because they were about to board the plane, but then, they forgot their son's insulin or whatnot, so he had to run back to the car outside of the military base to get that. And then, the military people realize, oh, yeah, he's got, a chronic disease, so we can't take him on the plane. Then Gerald Butler's character gets back, and he gets on the plane, and he's like, you know what, let me off of here. And, and then there's this, the people I didn't get selected, they kind of, raid the military base and, cause deaths of, hundreds of people because, the fuel, they bring, guns and stuff, start shooting. There's a big shootout. And then, the planes explode because of, a fuel leak or whatnot. They straight up just kill, hundreds of people just, I guess, out of desperation or whatnot. But, it is kind of sad, seeing the degree that people in this movie would go to just survive. That one family that picks up his wife and her son, hitchhiking or whatnot, and then they're like, oh yeah, you know what, you can pretend to be our son, and maybe we can get across, which, that didn't work out too well for him, which, they could have been a real jerk and just stole the kid's wristband altogether, but they're like, you know what, yeah, we'll let the kid come with us, first of all, help us get in there, not, second of all, we'll promise to be safe, they were real jerks about it, like, you just want to see him get caught, and, the thing with the military people, he's like, they're not my parents, and, that one military guy was just, just kind of a little heartwarming, when he kind of saved him from that, but... And also, when Gerard Butler's characters, I don't know his character's name, that's why I just keep calling him Gerard Butler's character, but, also, one thing that's kind of weird, I feel like in this movie, he keeps going in and out of his British accent or wherever he's from, like, some line readings do, like, I can't even tell, I think he has, like, an American accent or whatnot, then other line readings, he has, like, the accent, I'm like, I don't know if this is intentional or not, but still, but yeah, I don't know. Like this movie, I think is really good in some parts. Like, I also really love when they go to their her dad's in what was it, West Virginia or no, Kentucky, yeah. There's definitely some fun or some sweet moments there. Him kind of reconciling with his father-in-law because of their marriage got a little rocky or whatnot. And he's like, well, you know what, my wife died here, and I'm gonna die here too. There ain't no really point. There's just definitely some stuff in there that is like really good. And also I really like the part with the instruments. When his wife and his kid are at the gas station, the instruments come in. You see their grandpa and him come to the gas station, because that's when they meet up again. That was a really good moment, I thought. And also, I do kind of like the whole thing, because Gerard Butler gets there first, and he's like, listen, we all have the same end goal, to make sure that she's okay, so let's just put our differences aside and stuff. And I was like, you know what, yeah, that's a really good message. Like I said, later they kind of reconcile, and then another meteor hits, shockwaves and stuff. Like, it's just very scary though. And then like when they're on the interstate and like little like balls of fire start raining down, like very scary. Then they go up to Canada, get on that plane or whatnot, which crash land. And when the plane crashed, I was like, the pilots are dead, ain't they? And yeah, sure enough, pilots are dead. But at least they get to the military base in time. Just impending doom, like they get like literally in it within like 10 seconds. The meteor hits like Western Europe, I think. You just see this huge like impact thing, and then like we get like I think it's like a 9-month time cut. You hear radio from the Greenland base trying to contact other bases. It does seem like they're successful in that, but it's been 9 months. They open up the blast doors. You kind of see the destruction and all that, which again is very scary, but. When they open up the blast doors, you just see pure destruction, but then you get kind of a glimmer of hope. You see two birds kind of flying around, and, I actually think that is kind of poetic, saying even after all the destruction, there is, some hope or whatnot, which, I don't know, honestly, though, this movie, I just really enjoyed it. Like, this is just such a fun movie to watch, and, the whole thing with, like, the impending doom of the comet or whatnot, I thought was very definitely interesting, and, the lengths people would go to do, for their survival or whatnot, Gerard Butler, I love him so much, but yeah, like, I'm rate movies off of enjoyment level, so I'll probably give Greenland probably a solid 8 out of 10, like, very enjoyable for me. I can see why somebody might not like it. Pacing's kind of a little off in some spots, but, and a lot of movie ain't really about the impact, it's about, like, him trying to meet back up with his family, which, can be a little slow at times, but not really, but, this movie's just such a joy to, watch, and I loved it so much, but, like I said, an 8 out of 10, pretty solid for me, but, anyway, guys, let me know what you guys thought about Greenland down below. I haven't really heard too many other people's thoughts on it, because I didn't want that kind of, contaminate my viewing experience of it, but, check out my Twitter, Discord, link in the description, like, subscribe for more, check out some other videos, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!